Crucial conversations, comedic minds. Put them both together and what do you get? The most productive and impactful smack talking session ever. Now let's put our minds together.
Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Comedic Mines podcast. We are back again with another episode. What's going on, y'all?
Yeah.
I'm one of your hosts, Ivana.
I'm VaLentine. I'm back. Last week I was gone, but I was going. What Little Kim said, I was going for a minute, but I'm back with the jump ball.
That's
old as dirt.
He aged himself just so hard right there. He was like, yeah, I was in college my senior year when this came out. Like, got here.
Oh my God! Since he already talking,
yeah.
We about that.
This is George K. Burns here.
What's going on,
up
guys?
and coming comedian.
So this will be your there you
This
go.
is it here.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. So I don't look cross-eyed and retarded on here. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm good. I'm glad to be here, man. Like y'all provided free parking. Like that made the whole the production quality has gone up.
It is
1,000. They got bottled water and a parking spot.
Yeah,
you don't get that in LA on podcasts most of the time. So I'm satisfied.
For sure.
Highly.
All right, so
we appreciate you coming out. You could be anywhere, but you're here with us tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited.
Yes. Amazing. Let's get into it.
Go ahead, Ivana.
Okay.
I ain't going to step on no toes, and I'm going to sit back.
Ask her to do something. I ain't even going to put it out there.
We actually jumped all over her intro, but I'm going to
for real.
I'm going to throw the ball back.
No, it's cool. But just really quickly before we get into it, we do have the Comedic Minds live comedy show, y'all. It's going to be on Thursday, 11/21. At 7:30 p.m., y'all. Okay, so it's going to be at Sal's Comedy Hall on Melrose. The tickets are going to be $10, and they can be purchased out on Eventbrite or at the door. And Sal's, they have some of the best pizza to me in LA.
Yes,
I really love their pizza, and I actually got like a deal. I had like a slice for only $2. So we have the Who's Next competitors will be hitting the stage for the last time, and our celebrity judges will be deciding on who wins the $500 cash prize. Our featured guest today, George K. Burns, is going to be performing. So you don't want to miss this one. And last time on Thursday, last Thursday, I went, y'all. And the last live show was with Flame Monroe, and it was absolutely everything. She actually dropped some gems after the show, so I appreciate that as well. Shout out to Flame. Thank you so much for such an amazing show. And shout out to everybody who participated and competed. It was absolutely hilarious. I had a good time. Yeah. And thanks to you for sure. For putting on a show like that. That was dope.
Flame is dope, man. I saw her recently on the Tiffany Haddish special.
Yeah, they ready?
Showcase.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she was something else.
Actually, the first performer, Tracy Ashley, will be one of the judges that night.
Oh, dope.
She actually writes for the show The Neighborhood. Mm-hmm. With Cedric the Entertainer and Tessina Arnold.
Okay.
Yeah, her episode comes on this week, so she's like super, super busy.
Nice.
I'm going to try to get her down to the podcast.
Please do.
That's a huge
hopefully
platform, man.
for women in comedy is next.
Okay.
It's like a continuous thing.
Okay,
so last week they had women in comedy, so it's like all women. And next week is the same thing.
Okay.
So Hope Flood will be here, and so will... Look at Jacinta clapping in the back.
Exactly.
And actually, I think Woman in Comedy was her idea.
Yeah.
That was her idea.
That's actually dope. That's dope because a lot of times, and I'm glad that they're getting a chance to be showcased, but I feel like women are underrepresented in comedy. Because a lot of times there's a misconception that people think women aren't funny. And I'm just like, yes, they are. It's just the fact that I think the ratio of women to men is a large gap. So the same ratio of men that aren't funny is the same ratio of women that aren't funny. It's just less of them as a total pool.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm glad that a lot of people now are getting that opportunity, man, because Netflix is a huge platform.
Mm-hmm.
Huge
so listen, the first thing I thought about that I continue to think about every time I hear your full name is, I'm like, does he know that you are, it's funny, you're a comedian. And it's the great George Burns is a comedian. So I figured is that why you make sure the K is in, like George K. Burns?
Exactly. That is my name. I'm the third of my family. Mm-hmm. So basically 2 times over, people was just lazy as fuck. Yeah. I'm the third. When you're the third in the family, it's just like people just lazy as fuck coming up with names. Mm-hmm. So they're just like, you know what, let's just give them this, keep it going. Mm-hmm. So I take pride in my name. My grandfather was named George Burns before George Burns was George Burns. So, kind of throwing something in there to let it be known. I'm not somebody coming back from the dead. I mean, I got more pigmentation now. So, show people love.
For those who don't know, George Burns has been passed away, but he's a white comedian, a white male comedian.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's no joke.
Yeah. He's a legend.
Great movies.
Played God before.
Yeah, he played God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What was the name of that movie? Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh God! But it was more than one. I think it was like two. Was it two sequel? It was a sequel, and
not sure.
I don't know. But it was a legendary movie.
I have to go look it up after this.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. You'll as soon as you see him, you'll know exactly who he is. George Burns. Yeah. But that's the first thing I think about every time I hear your name. I'm like, George Burns.
It's kind of like the Michael B. Jordan thing. So that was a separation between exactly.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And then the second thing before I'm probably stepping all over. Am I stepping all on you again? Did you have a question?
You probably are.
I can't say step in name of love no more. So whatever.
Sure
Lord.
You said sure. He said, let's not.
So I read. Of course, I'll go online. I did a little research on you, and I read your bio, and I said
all in the bio.
Yes, and I saw. You know, he's like, I was trying to be a basketball star, but the world wasn't ready for my talent.
They weren't ready.
And the first thing I thought was, ain't he short?
That's why they weren't ready. That's exactly why.
I was like, I'm going to ask him about that. I'm like, he must have been the shit.
But first of all, I was. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm going to toot all this shit today.
Yeah.
I definitely was a problem in high school. Definitely. I averaged 23 and 6. I was on the boards. I got 3 boards game by that time. But, 23 points, 6 assists a game. That's damn good for high school. Then it's not any NBA teams are going to draft a 5-6 point guard. So at that point, I was like, let me just go ahead and let me back out before I get embarrassed.
Oh, yeah. You could have broke records. Well, you about to break records in comedy.
Yeah, man, Lord willing.
Lord
willing, man.
So Jacinta saw you perform, and she encouraged me and dragged me to go. So us to go find you. I think you were a big reason why we went to the Laugh Factory that night, because I think did you Did you know she was going to be there? Oh, okay. But she knew when she saw you. Yeah. She was like, that's the guy I told you about. We need to talk to him. And that's when I made a beeline straight to you.
Yeah.
She said you were really funny.
That was fun. That was a fun show because I met Jacinta at Flappers Comedy. I was headlining in the Yoo-Hoo room and closing out the show. And her whole family was basically in the room, and they're from Chicago, and I had this bit, and I was just going on about Chicago, and then how frightened I was being in fucking Chicago when I was there, not going down to the South Side. So they had a good time, and they loved it, man. And since then she reached out about coming to the podcast, and then you rolled up on me. Yeah. Let me tell you how I met V. V is so New York though. Like every New Yorker has like an ounce of aggression in them. So much. And he walked. He not like the quiet. He's a loud New Yorker. No, he's not like from Poughkeepsie, New York. He from
I'm Brooklyn.
There it is.
East Flatbush, Brooklyn.
Thank you. We right here. We right here. We right here.
You know. Come back.
But no, he came up to me. He was like, "Yo, son, what's up?" He was so aggressive.
I didn't say yo, son. I was too aggressive.
I'm not lying. I damn near kind of jumped.
Sometimes I have to turn it down.
I damn near jumped him. I'm gonna pick myself.
Right.
And he was so aggressive, so I thought I did know him and shit. That was, hey, how you doing, brother?
Oh yeah, that's why he did. How
you doing? How's the family? Y'all, you doing good? And he threw me off, but he was super confident. He was cool, man, and invited me to the podcast and everything. So I'm excited to be here, brother.
Thank you. I'm glad you came, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that night he actually. Well, you thought you.
Yeah, I thought I was. Yeah.
So I was disappointed. I was like, damn.
I will be back there on the 24th.
Oh,
for sure. That's what it is. I will be on
the 24th
November.
Okay, I was about to say I'll be there, but the C Squared talk show is happening that day, and I'll probably be too tired.
Okay, it's all good.
So I was a talk show too, and the next filming date is the 24th.
Oh,
and I will be probably tired.
Booked and busy, bro. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'll still try to come out. Oh, Jacinta said she'll be there.
Jay got my back.
Well, maybe I will come. I mean, since she going and she'll be there too at the. Well, you all coming right to she'll be there. Maybe we'll just get in the car and be two tired people and come here together. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what time I'm going on, so
it's okay when you go on. We gonna be loud.
Okay. All right.
Hey. I'm not shy. I don't give a fuck. All right, go ahead.
As I saw that when I first met you, there's no sense of shyness in this man at all.
How long have you been doing comedy in LA though?
It'll be 4 years at the end of this year. So I started in LA.
Okay.
I was in Atlanta for 3 years, just primarily doing acting, and then came out here for acting, but explored comedy before coming out to Atlanta. I mean, in Atlanta, like one time at Laughing Skull. That was the very first time I got on stage there. And then from there, I was just like, this is dope. And I get a chance to be me.
Yeah.
I create my own material, my own content.
How was it performing in the South, though? The
first time I performed, it went well. I was nervous as fuck. I'm not going to lie. I definitely was nervous as hell. But it went really well, man. I went up there, I only had like 3 minutes, and I was just talking about stuff that I knew. And when we got there, You know, because it was my wife's idea for me to start stand up.
Was the woman with you I met, was that your wife? Or?
I introduced her as my wife, V.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know.
You were so aggressive and worried about me. Yeah,
I swear to God, I kept thinking I was his manager.
I said, this is my wife. Oh, you all right, son? Yeah.
How long you been married for?
Man, 4 years, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 years. That's
4
good.
years. We've been together. Look at
4 years.
Well, 4 years, that's good.
Yeah,
No, it is. It is.
Especially for LA, that's like dog years out here. 4 years.
Yeah.
Like they count that in dog years. That's like 20 years.
Well,
I met her in college. So we've been together for almost 10 years.
College sweethearts.
Yeah. We met in college, so we've been together almost like 10 years now.
Yo, look at the camera and give her a good old shout out.
Hey, baby, you know I love you.
That
was so corny. That was such a NBC smile and shit too.
You know I love you.
I can't do it.
I couldn't even keep a straight face. It was so corny just then. But no. See, that's but like honestly, like she is a big contributor to just my journey in comedy and just entertainment period. Like without her, no matter what I've accomplished now and what I accomplish in the future, Lord willing, she has to take credit for that because without that support and just her just pushing me to say, hey, I think this is something that would be different. Because before comedy, I used to work full time as a pharmacist. So
shit.
My life trajectory was something completely different. You know, she helped me to realize that, man, this is something that I'm passionate about. It'll be going and giving out Viagra for the next 30 years of my life. You know, that wasn't something I saw myself doing.
So how did you start to transition into comedy, like from selling these drugs and
pharmaceuticals?
Yeah,
right.
Really, like how do you hop from that? What's your transition?
Man, you know, even still, like I still have a part-time job. You know, you got to support yourself, but it's really just planning out and I'm just saying it's a real part of the journey.
Part of the hustle.
You know, a lot of people think you just come somewhere and you just jump right in and you just live it. It's not that easy. No. It don't happen like that. A lot of people work multiple different jobs to create more flexibility for what they're trying to do. So I think it's really about just having that strategic plan. Like, look, okay, what do I need to survive? Yeah. Right. And then once you figure that out, how much flexibility do I need? You know, something like comedy at first, I could just do that at night. But when I started getting auditions for, meetings with people, doing TV, film, things of that nature, you have to be available during the daytime because they operate on a 9 to 5. They're not going to be like, we'll meet you at 8, 9. Once that 5 hit, they going too. That's their job. Yeah. Them meeting you and doing all this stuff is extra for them. So from that point, I had to make sure I found different ways, opportunities that gave me the flexibility and helped me to be able to sustain myself financially while still pursuing that dream. And I think that applies just to any type of endeavor that anyone has when it comes to them starting a production company or a film thing or music.
We both like, we understand.
You know, and that's so wild because those things aren't talked about enough of people who have like side hustles and side jobs. Like maybe you do have a TV show or maybe, you got a dope song on iTunes and
they
SoundCloud.
still work
Exactly. Like I have a part-time job now and like I know I work within the cannabis industry as well. And like I noticed the cannabis industry allows so much flexibility for people who want to pursue other things within like acting, music, and comedy and stuff. And that's what I really appreciate about the industry. But I feel like had I known earlier on that people be having side jobs out here, I probably wouldn't feel so like there was definitely like a sense of shame that came with that, you know, like feel like you haven't made it yet. Right. You know?
And it's no shame. That's part of the journey. I feel like so many people think that you see somebody that just breaks off, that they just, all of a sudden, they just drop an hour special. No, they've been working like 10 years at that, jumping from thing to thing, keeping that up. Comedy, you don't pay like
ever.
Yeah, they don't. My God, you don't make money in comedy, like stand-up comedy. Now, film is different.
Right, if you're a comedic actor or something like that.
Film and TV is different because that's commercialization. So that ad space is being paid for. That money can be trickled in. When you talk about just a comedy club in itself, that's just paid off of the audience that comes in the bar.
Right. But ain't no residuals in that.
Not as much money is being generated as you would with a television show that's nationally broadcast with ads from corporations hitting them up. You know, so when you're starting out comedy, like I'm blessed now that I'm getting paid gigs, but still, is it enough for me to sustain just off of that? No. And I understand that, and it's a part of the journey. Because no one great happens in just 4 years. Nothing great happens in 5 years.
Well, hopefully, but
I'm saying true great, like a Chappelle. Like that's true greatness. He was like a teenager, right? A Jay-Z. That's true greatness. Now you can say like potential and like being good and be like, oh, you know what? He's solid. That's nice. But am I on the level of a Chappelle or Chris Rock? Hell no. There's no way you could do that. At just 4 years of doing something, they've been doing this. They've been 10,000 hours and more. 20 plus years. You can't equate that. You know, so I don't think it's any shame of making an honest living. You know, you ain't out selling ass. You know, you got you a job. They get you a teddy bear.
Even if you selling ass, honey, it's honest. Hell, prostitution is the oldest job, oldest profession, honey.
It is though.
Equal exchange.
Shit.
Saying, look, opportunity. Honest, I think prostitution should be legalized.
It absolutely.
I'm
should
not mad
be.
at that.
It should be legalized.
It absolutely should be.
It's the only thing that's judged to the point and degree and looked down upon when it really is a transaction that both parties are under the same.
How do you feel about porn then? This ain't nothing but the same thing except it's filmed.
As far as what? That should be legalized.
Yeah,
it is legal.
Well, it's legal, but do you feel like a shame in it? I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know, I think I was a porn star in my other life. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. I thought about doing porn.
Right. Yo, my man just gave us all kind of information.
This is a lie.
Yeah.
Right?
Talking about prostitution.
That man got a whole series of DVDs back in his house, back in his time. Back in my day, I got production. I got Long Stroke Productions. That's my thing.
This is called VHS. Crucial Conversations. I mean, we having conversations. I'm gonna share too, damn it.
No, I definitely think that it should be legalized, but for consenting adults who are 21 and over, though. But I absolutely
age limit, yeah. But you know, I don't think it's anything that pretty much harms anyone, and I think it would actually help out with, you know, the dangers associated with prostitution. You know, having like legalization. Same thing with cannabis.
Yeah.
You know, you take out that element of, you know, this underground, this underworld. You have to do things on the slide, whatnot, and you provide a location where people can say, "Hey, I want to have sex here." All right, it'll be $20 for this caliber. It'd be $40 for this caliber.
Right,
you know, whatever it is you want.
They
You have your payment plans and whatnot.
Top shelf sex.
Yeah. You just put a credit card tab on. You know, you have your memberships, whatever it is. I don't know. You can do whatever gold package. You know, and have it be that. I think it would create more safety. You know, in the same sense of prohibition and whatnot. So, but you know, America, we're a little snooty.
So you have some credits, right, for television and film, something like that. I think I saw some.
I've been on. Okay, so
tell us about them.
I've been. Right. I've been. And this is why I tell people to always make sure you're in the project before it airs. So I was on a show, and it was an episode. It was a small part for that show, but not broadcasted. I was just like, hey, everybody check me out. I'll be on, I think it was a show called Born Again Version, like on TV One or something like that a few years ago. I was like, check me out on this thing. I'll be on there, brother. I hyped it up for like 2 weeks.
They edited your part out.
Nigga, I wasn't even... My finger wasn't even in the damn show, and they went past it, and I'm looking like you. Baby, you saw me? Did you see me?
Did you see me?
Yeah, roll it back, round it back right quick, and you know it was so fucking embarrassing. I got people calling me up like, "Hey, you were supposed to be in this episode right here, right?"
Yeah,
I was like, "Nah, man, they gonna push it back to the next one," and it never showed up.
You told them that?
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I wanted to though, but you know what I'm saying, it was super embarrassing. But I did do that. Most of my credits at this point, you know, are basically just like from comedy clubs, comedy festivals and whatnot. Burbank Comedy Festival. You know, I pretty much do that every year, and they're just trying to grow from that, man. You know, I've been writing. You know, so I'm in the mood now of in the mode now of pitching some television shows that I've written and whatnot. Yeah, for sure. I think that's imperative to.
So you be creating pitch decks and all that jazz?
Yeah, for sure.
I've been trying to. Okay,
I do too.
Really?
Yes.
Two miles.
I can't get a hold of you. You be so busy though.
You know, we have guests here, and some of them have the most wonderful personalities. Yeah, people keep on.
That's wonderful personalities.
That's my past porn star life. I told you I used to be a porn
Long Stroke Productions.
So much for putting your phone on.
You know what? I'm going to steal that name, Long Stroke Productions.
That's right.
You know, hint out this motherfucker. No, damn, you done got me to
I didn't say anything.
What I was going to say. No, we've had some guests here, and some had amazing, like, personalities, charisma, you know, certain things that stood out about them. One of the things that consistently stands out about you, for me, even from the first day I saw you at the Laugh Factory, was you have a look about you, an aura, right?
Oh, man.
And it definitely says star power. I mean, even when you drove up, I was like, he looked like he already made it.
Oh,
like, it's a aura about you. It's a clean look. It's not like you coming in wearing dripping diamonds and pearls, but you have a very clean, professional, very smooth over look. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like ready for TV look.
I appreciate that.
And I mean, he have a hat on right now, but I mean, just trust me, he does. He presents like he's already at a certain level. And even when I saw you at the Laugh Factory, I felt that way. When I looked at your Instagram and I see little things, I was like, he still looks that way on the pictures in the film. Man, and then you drove up in the middle of the night. I was like, look at him. He still looks like...
Oh, yeah. A lot of people don't look like their headshots.
You already there.
They said they were looking at... Oh, yeah. I've seen that before. Like, they got the face app on the headshots.
With all the filters and stuff.
Face app on the headshots. But no, that's super humbling, man. I really appreciate that.
You do. But that's an important
especially just pulling up in the Honda Accord, the Honda Roddy. You know what I mean? To be able to look like I just made it in the Honda Roddy.
Who was that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is he?
Yeah.
You know how you walk in somewhere.
Is he somebody? Has he been on something?
Yes. I didn't want to say that. That'd sound so LA.
No.
But yes, like, is he somebody? Who is he? You know, you have that look. And that's important. I always feel like that's how stars are really mega stars. I always measure that because, I mean, you all know I used to be in music. And I used to always say, you can make a star, but the mega stars are the people that before they were somebody, they were somebody. Mm-hmm. You know, they could walk the street and everybody like, oh, who is that? Like Beyonce would have been that chick in the hood.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody been like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z was that dude in the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you already have that. Now you add cameras and fame and money, and it's just
man.
You know what I'm saying? And you got the talent too.
I appreciate that so much, and it's very humbling, man. And you know all of the other stuff that comes in. That's what I'm just so grateful to have people to keep me grounded at all times. Like my wife, man, like she keeps it $1,000 with me about everything. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's crucial and paramount when it comes to just chasing a career like that. Because when you get to a certain level, you got all these other influences and people telling you like, oh, this is this and this is that. Oh, you're so great. You're so great. You're so this. You're so that. And you just become drunk and intoxicated on just the amount of allure that you receive on a daily basis. And that's something that I try to be conscious of. I think that's something that you never can prepare yourself for until you actually get that. Because there's nothing that's going to replicate something like that.
So what's the hardest thing your wife told you that you had to stomach so far in since you begun your career?
Oh,
and that she had that she told you, because it takes a lot of courage to keep that level of honesesty up.
For sure.
Right? And it takes just as much humility to accept it and swallow it. So what was the hardest thing she told you thus far?
She said, I remember one day we was out and she was like, babe, your breath stank. Oh. If you get you a wife that can tell you when your breath is funky that day, you got to keep her, bro.
Me.
That's you got to keep her, bro. And like we all have our off days and then we just ate some Parmesan or something like that or whatnot. Yeah. And I was just like, you the one.
Right.
Aww. You the one.
I fuck with you.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was just about to go and talk to a booker right before she told me that. And I was like, let me pop this trident in right quick. Let me go and pop that right in.
But in your comedy, do you have any topics that are like off limits?
I wouldn't say that I'm a comic that's just like I would say things derogatory of my family. Like I wouldn't speak negatively of my wife. Like I make fun of things she does, but I'm not just like I hate my fucking wife. Like that's not the approach I would take. Yeah. And you know,
a lot of male comedians do that though. They like shit on their spouse.
Hey, and look, but do that. At the same time, I do support.
But she's with you all the time, most of the time, right?
Yeah, she'll come to a lot of my shows. You know,
you can say that. Not there on the spot. She right there.
But no, she's super supportive of the topics that I do talk about, and I'm also a pioneer for. You know, a supporter for people that want to speak their truth. Like, I don't think, just because I don't say something, I'm not going to look at somebody that's like, why would you talk about that? Mm-hmm. I think that whatever it is that you do talk about, and I think we just have the freedom of being comics, people have the right to feel a type of way about what you say as well. You know, so I think, I've seen a lot of people like, well, it's comedy is whatnot. I was like, yeah, it is, but be willing to just receive the energy you put out too, because they have a right to receive it a certain way. Mm-hmm. And that's why, like, I admire Dave Chappelle so much because he's not someone that he backtracks on what he says. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't believe in what you're saying as far as a joke is concerned, or if you're going to backpedal on it, don't say it in the first place.
So have you seen his last special?
Yeah, I did.
Sticks and
Stones. Yeah. Sticks and Stones. Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was phenomenal. I think he gave a great social commentary on just the issues going on, and that's every special he has is so relevant to the time. And it's almost just like, I wonder what he's going to have, what his opinion is going to be about this or what about that. And the Juicy Smollett bit was just
that was funny hilarious. As hell. He kept hilarious. Saying, you know,
yeah.
It was so funny. Yeah. But when he first said it, the whole audience was like quiet, like, who the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah.
And he kept saying, yeah, Juicy Smollett.
Yeah.
And I was dying inside. I was like, yo, that's funny as hell.
I think what was your favorite bit that he did during
out of the whole thing? Oh my goodness. I don't know. I just like it. I like the whole thing. I've actually seen it at least 4 or 5 times. Like I study comedy, especially now that I'm doing this.
Okay.
And so like I've seen Arsenio Hall's. It just came out. I've seen Seth. I think it's Seth
I watched
Meyers.
Arsenio Hall's last week.
It just came out.
Oh, I did see it just came out. I didn't see
Bill
it. Just watch it
Burr's
yet.
been out a couple months now. So I watch everybody's stuff as soon as it comes out, and I watch it several times. Because when you watch it the second or third time, you catch things that you didn't catch the first or the second time.
For sure.
So one of the things I will bring up, I like the whole thing for Dave Chappelle. But there was one thing that I caught that, like, actually recently when I was watching it with a friend, and I was like, oh, all right. So he told a joke about, he said how, standards and practice or business affairs for most companies, they're the companies that monitor the things that's being said on TV. They make sure that everything has been cleared, logos, whatever's happening. So he used the word in one of his skits when he was doing the Dave Chappelle show, faggot. Yeah. And I know so she called him down. That's your favorite one? So she called him to the office. This is his part of his comedy special. She called him, the lady that has the office called him out to the office, and they were having a conversation. He said, "Okay, so why am I here?" And she said, "Because you used the word faggot." And he was like, "Oh, okay, no problem, just take it out." And he said he was walking out, and he turned, and he caught himself, and he said, "Well, how come I can use the nigga? Everybody use nigga with impunity, and nobody says anything." Right. And she said, "Well, that's because you're not gay." You're not gay, and he said, "Well, I'm not a nigga either." Yeah, and the whole audience was like clap, but I saw this show at least 3 or 4 times before that. But this one time, this last time I saw it, which was actually a couple of days ago, it hit me, and I said, "You know what?" Before that flew past me, and I agreed with him, and then I said, "No, I do not agree." I said because he could say nigga because he is part of that. Oppressed crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's black.
Because he's black. Yeah. Right? So he can't be saying faggot, these faggots, because he's not gay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you kind of making fun of another group. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm an openly gay man. So I could go up there and say, these motherfucking faggots. These niggas, I'm tired of these niggas. These faggots get on my nerves. I could do that, right? You don't have I could do that. I belong to both motherfucking cliques. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I wish
that's like
I wish I could all of a sudden give him some feedback and say, so he could understand. Like you understand. I want you to understand why she probably wasn't having up because she probably didn't belong to the LGBT community, right? And probably wasn't black either. She probably was white. You know what I'm saying? Statistically speaking, she probably was a white lady. But my thing is, she probably didn't have that knowledge to impart on him in that moment for him to be like, "Oh, I get it." You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying from.
I'm not mad at him for the joke. I like the joke.
I see what you're saying from a literal standpoint. That him not saying that. I think he was just saying the fact of like, if she's going to be as literal to say that, you have to be this to say that. He's saying the fact that that's not what I am, but that's still something that's allowed on air regardless. And to be said by himself and listened by other people who aren't that particular demographic. You know what I mean? And that I think that was an issue that just got brought up with the Gina Rodriguez thing when she said nigga while singing the
niggas give me heebie-jeebies.
Right.
That was like
the one line I was just like, man.
Who was that? Gina Rodriguez. I missed it.
Jane the Virgin. Have you seen that show?
Yeah. I don't watch that. I seen it.
She's the lead person on
have you said?
No.
She ever said no? Then I don't know.
No. She is Jane.
She's the lead person.
Virgin.
Yeah. So when did she use the word?
She said on her Instagram story.
Oh, she was okay.
Yeah, she was rapping along to the Fugees or something, like niggas give me heebie-jeebies.
And that created like a debate, like should people be able to see it? Because there's so many things now. You got the Afro Latina thing going on. I was like, yo, some of y'all have been claiming Afro Latina. Yeah, and I feel like if you're not a part of that,
we like, I know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, y'all cut it off real quick. It's like she's Afro. No, there's nothing. Just straight Latina. She goes on. But I feel like if you're not from that, if you're not from that, and I feel like even if you are from that, but you don't get treated like that, you shouldn't be using it.
You know what? I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna move on to find out more about you with this whole, I guess, nigga thing. You know what? I never have a problem in person. You know when I have the most problem where I'm offended is when I hear that shit blasting on the radio and I'm a place and it's like no black people around, it's not or white people playing or Asians blasting in the car and I feel so put down.
It's a little
discouraged.
You feel weird.
I feel so weird.
Right.
And because I know they don't necessarily like us. You know, and but they loving our music, they blasting it, and then our own people on there, and then with the state of rap nowadays, it's so unfortunately uneducated sounding.
Yeah.
And then so now you add the uneducatedness with the nigga, yeah, nigga.
Yo,
I'd be like, oh my god,
yo, it's wild. Like,
oh my Jesus,
it's wild. Like, I really hate that shit too.
Falling out right now. You look so old the way you explain that.
No, they be like, cause I'm nigga. I'd be like, Lord
personally,
Jesus.
I don't feel offended because I'm hearing nigga.
Yeah,
I just don't want to see nobody. Non-black person saying
exactly.
nigga in
like
the bar.
Whenever I'm around like a bunch of white people and I hear like them words and I know what's coming up, it's like walking into an orgy and you ain't know what's happening, bruh. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then now at that point in time, you just awkward as fuck, just like, yo, like y'all not gonna censor this shit at all, or and it just going and they saying it with like no filter at all, and it's like they waiting for the word too. Like it's in bold. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, this is niggas on the niggas don't know. I was like, yo,
I get it. They. I mean, I can't believe I'm about to defend it a little bit. But in that moment, they in the vibe of my nigga.
No,
don't you?
I get it. I'm not. I hear you. I'm just playing.
It's very uncomfortable.
It is.
It's an ongoing debate. Like who should and should not be allowed to say the word.
I think if you don't belong to that oppressed group, you should be on a high alert.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, because
I would not go. I would not be somewhere and if something is in the song and about Latino people, wet back motherfucker.
I was just about to say that.
I would say
I'm not going to be saying that.
And I'm at the club. I would not skip that motherfucking part.
Yeah, I would know
automatically it's inappropriate.
You did put like a dope rhythm to it though. I ain't gonna flex though.
Yeah,
because I got that musicality.
Now I kind of see.
I'm sorry,
from the other
Fredo.
way, I kind of wanted
it. Fredo, ain't you Latino? Fredo Latino.
Leave him alone.
When I said that, I did look up at the corner of my eye. I was like, Fredo might be like, this motherfucker got me fucked up.
No, he had too much fun. He just had too much fun with saying that shit just now.
Shake his ass.
We gonna have a talk.
Fredo about to hit a button in there and be like, oh, that was my mistake.
Oh boy.
But yo, you have any mentors? Like, do you have any mentors?
Man, like it's a bunch of comics that like I'll hang around that just always give advice. Like my man James P. Conley, I'll see him a lot of times. Dana Eagle, my man's B.T. Kingsley, like I'll see him around all the time, and like we'll just chop it up just about comedy. And then I just like to be a sponge, man, just of information and just ask questions like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And just get the jewels and knowledge from them because they just have so many more years of experience than I do. And then once they drop them, man, it's just about going and applying it from there. So I would say that the comedy world in general, especially like vets, are all mentors to me. I don't cut off anybody when it comes to information because I can learn from pretty much everybody.
Okay. What is your what are some clubs that's like on your radar? What do you want next? What do you want to perform next?
Yeah, I mean, I was at the Comedy Store performing in the Crack 'em Up Thursday show. That's pretty dope. I perform at Flappers.
I've been once. I have yet to go. I want to go back.
That's a dope show.
Crack 'em Up is hilarious.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of dope talent there. And typically it's more of a lineup that showcases a lot of black comedians there too.
Yes, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen so many black women.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so, some clubs, I mean, they'll try to promote diverse lineups as well, but to have a show, specifically at one that's so historic as a comedy club and have a club like that.
Isn't the booking manager, it's a black woman, right?
Yeah, Nichelle.
We should try to have her on.
She's
this comedy club?
Crack 'em Up Thursdays.
Crack 'em Up Thursdays Comedy Store.
Comedy Store.
Yeah, in the Belly Room. It's like every Thursday. Nichelle Murdoch.
You got her contact?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's dope. She was I think it was Variety Magazine. I want to say it was Variety Magazine, one of the big magazine companies that showcased her because that's been like one of the longest running comedy shows.
Yes.
I think in LA.
Like, yeah,
I think it's like 15, 20 plus years of going, and a lot of comics have developed from that. I know. What's the chick from SNL? Black chick, and she was just in Ghostbusters.
Oh, the one
Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones. She used to host that show a while back, and they have a bunch of comedians come through. Mark Curry was through there like one of the times I was on the show. He stopped through the show. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, Deion
Cole.
A
lot of veterans come back too. I noticed.
For sure.
So that's what I like.
Absolutely. So I mean, there's a lot of dope clubs in LA. I perform at Ice House. It's in Pasadena, Westside Comedy Theater in Santa Monica, Flappers, Ha Ha in North Hollywood. So. And plus you got your improvs and the Laugh Factories and stuff in like Hollywood and whatnot. But man, it's the comedy scene in LA just so dope. I mean, between LA and New York, I mean, you're getting the best of the best. You know, you're out there swimming with the sharks at that point. So that's why I was glad I kind of got a chance to start in LA, because instead of being in like somewhere like Wyoming where you can go and get all the stage time, but you don't really know on a nightly basis what great comedy looks like. Like you could be on a random show in LA and then Jerry Seinfeld pops in, you know, and he does a set, and you're looking at a great comedian work on his stuff from the very bottom. So I think that's an amazing advantage of being in LA or New York.
So you were on a show called Born Again Virgin?
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh, I was. It was like a day player joint.
What role did you play?
It was like day player. So I was on there. I was playing an obsessed fan, you know. So it was, for sure. It was like probably a small, and that's why I got cut, because it wasn't that big of a part, you know. But it was a dope experience of just being able to get, you know, credits and build up, because acting is such a unless you just got the plug, you know, through nepotism, which I ain't against that at all. You know, I got a son,
especially
like,
for
that's
Black
part
people.
of the world. Yeah, it's a part of the world.
Please reach
but
out.
It's definitely something where it's momentum, and it's about getting those credits and building up to when you get that larger role. Like a lot of people, they'll see these people like Michael B. Jordan. That man's been out here in Hollywood forever since he was a little toddler.
So fine.
And like, okay,
Lord,
thank you for the. That came out of her soul too. She really went to another place when that happened.
Lord, I'm sorry, it did.
She put on her sexy voice.
That came out of the depths. Just in case he's watching this, Michael
Just
B.
in
That's
case.
yes, you have a fan right
You
here.
should tell him, speak to the camera.
Yeah.
Fredo, could we have a shot on her?
I'm not trying to
Give
be
him a shout
that.
out.
I'm not trying
Come on,
to be
give
that
him a shout.
thirsty.
That's your camera. Talk to Michael B. Jordan. And welcome to him to come.
Hey, Mike.
Zoom in slightly too.
Okay, anyway.
It's HD. Zoom in into the eyes.
Come on.
Looks great. Okay, so anyways, as you were saying.
No, it's definitely something that's just about the constantly grinding, and you're gonna get a bunch of no's throughout that process. But recently, I got a chance to do a SAG short, the lead in that. Like it was a comedic short, and that was super fun. It was with Adam Lustig, I think that's his last name. My man Adam, Adam L. We can call him that. He acts on Corporate on Comedy Central, and that was a dope little project.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that should be coming out pretty soon.
You in that?
Yeah. I play a lead in there. So
make sure you let us know.
Yeah. I'll slide it to you, brother.
Are you currently working on anything like writing or performing on anything that you can talk about?
Yeah, right now I'm pitching a project that I just wrote. It's like a half-hour dramedy, and it's loosely based off of my life. So we got some stuff.
What's
that
funny
was
about your life? What's in there? What's funny
about my life?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's when it comes down to it, everybody's life is filled with so many just nuances, right? So my journey started from me being a pharmacist, and then to me working with a cannabis company now, right? So through that journey, I have so many stories just from working in the pharmacy. From I almost got into a fight with somebody's granddaddy in the pharmacy before, and that's what the moment I knew I was like, this shit ain't for me.
Okay.
What was the?
And I still want to fight him. I still want to fight him.
About? Did you not give? He felt like you shorted him on the amount of pills he's supposed to get.
That happens too, bro. That will happen too. Yeah, people will come in and thinking that you short them on something, but nah, it was kind of my fault. I was starting out and I didn't know better. I was being protective of the pharmacy. He took something from the pharmacy and started walking like through the aisles, right? And I thought he didn't pay for it. I thought he stole it. I didn't know he can.
So why you want to fight him?
Because he wanted to fight me. That's why. At that point, I got to fight his ass because he wanted to fight me. That's how that works. I just can't get my ass beat.
You want to fight me, so we're gonna fight.
Exactly. He's 60-something years old. He still get the hands.
Okay.
But either way, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, he might have beat my ass. But he was walking through. I would have got one shot in. But he was walking down the aisles, and so I was low-key kind of following him down the aisles, like, when you see somebody like follow you in the aisle. And so he locked eyes with me and shit, and I locked eyes, and I had looked away like I ain't see him. And so I turned around like, oh, he walking towards me. And so I was like, hey, man, I just noticed that you ain't pay for that. He was like, I know you was looking at me, little nigga. And I'm
gonna assume he was black.
Okay. He was very black.
I'm sure at that point, if he wasn't, it would have been a fight.
Exactly.
You have to beat his ass
off of GP. That would have had to go down. He was so old. He was in the old terms. Y'all know your jive ass is following me.
Yeah,
I'll bust your ass right now. Yeah. And I was like, sir, let's not go there. You think I'm playing? And I was like, sir, I will fight your ass right now. One of my coworkers saw us going on. They broke us up. and I ran back because I thought somebody
had saw
me.
Did you have your lab coat on?
I did have a lab coat. That's why I had my lab coat on, and I was like, "Oh shit, they watching." I got to go back to the pharmacy.
Yes, they
are. And that was the moment I was like, "This shit ain't. I don't think this is for me. I don't think so." So it's partly my fault. But we can still get them hands.
Yeah, he can.
We can still.
Stop talking to the camera. He gonna find you and see.
Right.
You gonna come with your comedy. It ain't like you can't have real beef because everybody knows where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. He gonna show up at one of your shows.
Show up heckling his hell.
Hey, little nigga. Yeah. That would be funny. Now that would be funny. Hey, little nigga.
Hey, little nigga.
Yo, you should talk about that on your stand up.
Yeah, man. No, I talk
like,
about my pharmacy. I talk about my pharmacy experiences in my stand up, man. Like I said, it's just working in pharmacy. People just act weird.
Wow, I wouldn't think.
So it's just.
Folks need their medicine, so I can see like people. It's a tense moment. I'm sure.
Look, you coming to pick up 2 Viagra pills. You ain't got to have attitude about it. We gonna get it ready for you.
You don't know what that man got planned for tonight, okay?
He's like, I'm on a time schedule.
Y'all said 30 minutes. Right. Y'all say refill in 30 minutes. It's been an hour.
Yo, people be in there. Okay,
the most hospital I've seen it is people upset at how long they have to wait.
Yeah,
but that is real though. Like,
but bro, let me break it down for y'all. Okay, they got a cap. Let me break it down for y'all. All right, when we tell y'all I gotta wait, we got hella niggas before y'all. Hella people.
Not if the line is short.
We don't care.
No, it don't matter about the line. We got orders coming in that y'all don't see. I don't give a damn.
The customers that's there in front of you supposed to go first.
I got the text message that said,
fuck you.
We got the text message that said 30 minutes.
Okay.
And we there.
This shit lied to y'all. All right, we lied to y'all for a reason to get y'all off our back. And then after that, we got to run it through insurance. People think we just grab the bottle off the table, put the label on it, and give it to you. No, we got to run it through insurance. Sometimes your insurance reject the shit because you're coming too early to get a refill, and you don't know nothing about that.
Wow.
Right? And then we got to go through that process, and don't let somebody baby be crying having they hold because that's all. Oh, and don't let nobody have their dog sick. That's another thing, especially being in LA. People will throw a fucking fit if you don't have that Cocker Spaniel Xanax ready.
Yeah.
If you do not have the German dog, they go crazy because animals take pretty much the same prescriptions that we do.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've learned that because they also get cancer like humans do and everything.
Absolutely,
but I don't know they take the same medication.
It's the same medication, just lower doses.
Like anti-anxiety.
So is that why you decided comedy then?
Yes.
You have way too much material. Like,
yeah, it sounds
you
like
gotta
it.
go put that shit on.
Stuff you just said, like about people, dogs, and
I have a bit. This on like pharmacy for sure, and most people don't even believe I work the pharmacy.
So we're gonna hear some of that on the 21st at Comedic Mines.
Of course, man.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be bomb.
I'm excited, man. Like, how long have you been doing the show for?
The show has been going now. This is going to be the 3rd one you on. I just started this about a month now. Mm-hmm. It was about a month now, yeah.
Dope, man.
So we 3 shows in, yeah.
Next thing you know, to be running for 10 plus years and stuff.
Well, I don't know about I'm doing all that.
I ain't committing that. We just going to go for these.
You never know.
It's a month-to-month basis. That's what we're doing right now. We got a month-to-month plan.
I like it. I mean, producing events is not something that I'm new to. What the piece that I'm new to is having to be responsible for who the fuck shows up.
Yeah,
like I produce events and I ain't concerned about who show. Yes, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Now I got to make sure motherfuckers come.
Yeah.
I feel like part salesman, and I hate being a salesperson.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I get you. It's definitely sales.
So
it
bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So far we've been doing pretty good, but it's just the pressure of every fucking every other week. Like, damn, now I gotta worry. Like, I'm worried about this next show.
Yeah.
Oh, I have celebrity judges, and Boogie B is the headliner. You're the feature. You guys are super talented. He has thousand followers on Instagram. And he's performing everywhere. He's going to be promoting, but still I guess I'm the promoter / producer now. Like, I'm doing the entire event. It's a worry on me, to make sure that I can provide a great venue. I can produce it wonderfully, but if there's no people there to give this energy, it's like,
Yeah, man. So, and that's it's a big undertaking, when you got these different comedians that you got to keep up with, and comedians ain't the most professional when it comes down to making sure they have places and whatnot.
No, but so far so good.
Okay,
everybody that I have booked been early.
Dope.
Even the contestants.
You had some really young, hungry contestants.
You had some rare.
But I had who have we had?
They want that $500 cash.
Flame Monroe. She ain't got to be nowhere motherfucking early, but her ass was early.
Yeah, but she's a pro. She's a pro.
I usually so for the headliners, they eat for free. All these, not one headliner that has come and even ordered anything, maybe one drink. They didn't eat. They didn't. I was like, wow. I thought they was gonna come in. I was gonna be like, excuse me, one meal. I cut it down. You ain't gotta order everything.
You and your homies over
Nah, they come in.
Food.
They early. I mean, they present and available. They ready. Oh, let me know. Really, really nice. Junior de Guzman, like he's big.
Yeah,
young Asian dude. You know who he is?
Yeah. He was
on tour.
He did a Netflix 15 minutes too, I think.
Yes, he's dope. He was early.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With him, with his guitar over his back. You know what I'm saying?
You had some great luck, brother. You've had some great luck. I've seen comics damn near show up an hour later. It's like, bro, did you know today was the show?
Right.
But you know, I think it depends on who you're working with all the time too. You know, you got some professionals that you've gotten on the show, so that definitely is dope. And you got the hungry comedians too. They're gonna want to be there, especially when you got money on the line.
As I'm saying, they are young and they are hungry.
The contestants,
the
contestants. They asked.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So you're thinking about doing this just for the time being, but you don't.
No. Well, I mean, let's see where it goes. I mean, to be honest, where I would like it to go is television.
I got
so
you.
I want to start filming this. We'll see. Going into the new year, I'm actually going to change the format up a little. I was not going to do another contest. But I think I am, except I'll probably change it from 500 to 1,000. I want to make sure we have much more of a strenuous or tedious screening process when I go up to 1,000. Okay. And then I also want to start having it filmed and then put and edited. Yeah. Initially, because I want to take this to television. I think that I know what I'm doing. Man, and I know I have the right elements. You need a host.
Holla at me.
Herbie is the host. She already trying to snatch the hosting job from Herbie. I'm telling Herbie.
Sliding the DMs right now for the host.
If you need a co-host.
You the host for this. We hopefully will be on the road with this. You know, because I'll just really quick. I like the idea of being mobile, like taking this. You know, like every comedian doesn't have to be in LA or when you come through LA. But if you're in Florida, where you're from, Tallahassee, or if you're in Atlanta and like TK Kirkland, I want him on the show. I know he lives in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? And we talk, we text. You know what I'm saying? But he unfortunately couldn't be a guest judge because I asked him, but he couldn't. But it's like, okay, so we going to Vegas. Yeah, we going to Vegas on Mondays. You know what I'm saying? So the ride we leave at this time. Like I want to do that, be mobile. You know what I'm saying? So of course. You'll get your chance to do more stuff too.
Now, see, they just had a contest show that went really dope. Did really well. Rhythm and Flow on Netflix.
Yo, I like that show.
Fire. That did really well. Their set was amazing.
It was. Yes. I was skeptical because the contest thing with singing and music and whatnot, but they really did a good job against some great talent. No, I'm just saying just the typical American Idol stuff and whatnot.
I ain't no singers.
They even had it was something, Next Best Thing, something like that. I think it was on BET there was singers and rappers. And they kind of did like a contest format as well. Okay. And it was pretty cool.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But, with the Rhythm and Flow, I mean, they blew that shit out of the water. And it let you know, too, how many rap has just become just the
dude that won
G-Smoke.
D-Smoke is the shit, and he from California.
But honestly, Buddy Flawless was dope as shit too.
Yeah, but I've seen him before.
Oh, you seen him? Okay, he was something.
No, not like I've seen him. I've seen his con before. Like he didn't. It was nothing really like deep or original. He just seemed perfectly made. Like everything he said.
From New York.
Yes, from New York.
Something flawless. What? Rhode something?
Rhode Island.
He was nice. He is dope, man.
But he just so like even when he talked, it all sound rehearsed. Like it sound politically correct.
He was a professional, but he'd been doing it for like 10 plus years.
Yeah, but I've seen him before. When he first started opening up his mouth, he sounded like Eminem. I'm not mad at him.
D-Smoke definitely felt like he came with something new.
D-Smoke came with knowledge.
Nigga was bilingual.
Nothing was pretentious about him at all. He was bilingual. He mixed it. He could play the piano. That was like that motherfucker.
He had a lot of
shit.
He had a lot of
original.
He had a lot of just like, shit. Damn, I ain't know that. Yes, but he's been in it for a minute too.
He keeps surprising you.
Yes, he saved the piano thing for the end. Even though the viewers could see we knew he played the piano beforehand because of all of the B-roll.
The judges didn't know.
The judges and the audiences didn't
know. That was crazy, man. There was so much talent just out in that last joint, man. And like I know with him, I think he's been doing it for like a long time too. D-Smoke.
D-Smoke.
Yeah, writing and stuff.
He was also a music teacher or something.
His family is musical, I think.
Yeah, like in the industry or something like that. So like, that was like a big break for him.
Shit. He from where he from? Inglewood or something.
I believe.
That dude
I would
is
now.
everything.
I would. The gentrified Inglewood.
Oh,
Lord have mercy.
With the lowercase I, like the iPhone, I would. Yeah, it's like that.
I would.
Yeah, you're gonna. I would now.
Oh Lord have mercy.
We're gonna get some macchiatos. Yeah, that's what I would is for now. That's what it's become.
I didn't say that, y'all.
No, that is what I've definitely heard. What was it off of Insecure, right? They called it I Would.
Yeah. I mean, they gentrifying it. I mean, like, it's still, I'm sure it still has its parts too and whatnot. But, same thing with Brooklyn, though, right? Brooklyn
downtown
is definitely. Brooklyn. It ain't the same. No. It ain't the same.
It look different.
Yeah, y'all got
First
a few.
First of all, downtown Brooklyn look like Manhattan.
Y'all got a few Whole Foods around there or something like that.
Ain't
or Whole Food vibe.
Whole Foods are in the black neighborhood. It could be in the black neighborhood too.
Whole Foods,
but it does look different. Bed-Stuy is different.
You see white people jogging. There's a Whole Foods.
I was just about to say that.
No,
when I knew that, I was like, "Oh, this is changing."
Yeah.
When it was white ladies jogging 2-3 in the morning
at a 4 miles per hour pace
on Hancock Street and stuff like that on Myrtle Ave, I was like, "Oh,"
with no sense of threat,
nothing, just. Yep. With their ponytails,
with their little hand towel.
I'm sitting out there. What the hell is going on?
Bro, that's when you know they moved in. They have moved in. These rent prices have gone up, baby.
Yep.
That's how I feel every time I go back to Dallas. I'm like, yo, like Dallas and parts of Oak Cliff do not look the same to me anymore. I'm like, who are all of these white people? What is going on?
It's different.
It's wild to like see it happening just like before your eyes and like seeing some of the places where you like had memories and stuff just like destroyed and they're making room for all this other bullshit. It's so weird.
Man, it gets real bad out there. Like people would be protesting like for like gentrification and whatnot. I was trying to find some apartments and stuff, little spot and whatnot. We seen the people outside. Like, we gonna just skip this one and go down over here. Really quickly, like they got some shit going on over here.
Really quickly, I do have a question for you, but really quickly on that. I think it's nothing wrong, I guess, with gentrification. The problem with the gentrification issue is the fact that they price people who have been living there out.
Exactly.
Yes. And then what they do is say if we live next door to each other and we've been there for 20 years, you move, they fix up your apartment beautiful.
Oh.
And they let my shit stay fucked up. Rotten down, they barely don't want to fix nothing because they want you to get the fuck out.
Exactly.
Right, and then when they fix if I move out, then they fix it up and they call it like they doing from the Fort Greene projects, which is downtown Brooklyn. It's the fucking projects now. They call them the co-ops, and they move the people out and they fix them up. Now they co-ops and they got
that's crazy. Because I met a guy who lived in a co-op, and then I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then I looked it up, and I'm like, "This kind of sounds like a housing project type of type of thing coming together." So thank you for explaining that to me because I'm like, I wasn't really
like
quite
over here. It's
the byproduct of it. That's the worst.
The Grove.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine that lived in these apartments over there, and when I walked through, I was like, "This is the project," and he was offended.
I know what you're talking about. They're so close together, right?
I was like, "Y'all got a community center."
It's gated, right?
Yes. I was like, "This is the fucking project." I was like, "Dude, what you talking about? This is the project. This is a project.
Like, this is PJ beautification.
It's so project adjacent.
Yeah,
it's like in the nice area, like you said, the Grove near Fairfax and shit.
So I was like, "That's the project."
Yeah, there's the PJ beautification.
They put more money into the upkeep, but that shit is the project.
It's beautiful. Landscaping's beautiful.
Yes, it's beautiful.
And that's the thing. It's a byproduct of it.
So what's the future for you? I hope it's not to live in the project.
Oh man, hell no. Well, I used to live in a trailer park though. I grew up in a trailer park, bro.
In Florida.
Really? Why?
In Tallahassee, Florida.
What area is it? Is it called Trailer Park Lane or? I'm just. I'm gonna be a comedian one day.
This man said Trailer Park Lane. What is this? Trailer parks for people named George Doc? Okay, look, nah, it was. I moved from probably like 3 different trailer parks during that time when I was in Tallahassee, and then that was before I met my stepfather, and then we had a house. So that was just like a big,
what a transition,
huge upgrade. I was just like, oh, they got fucking cabinets and shit. Like this is crazy. Like what the fuck? Like this is wild. Oh, our shit don't move and don't got no wheels on it. All right, cool. So that being there, I think kind of set the ground roots of being able to, project where I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. My mother was always, tough on me about, just staying ambitious. She would always put me in different programs growing up that gave me experience of being around other cultures and other people, such as I got friends that have never been around white people before until they graduated from college, and got into the real workforce. So that's something I'm grateful for. But I definitely see myself producing content that gives us a voice to be able to speak, even with the projects I'm working on now, is based off a perspective of young professionals that are Black. And I feel like that, especially from a Mills perspective, I don't think that's something that's really given out a lot. But just being truthful in that, getting involved with, some networks. I got a chance to showcase for Comedy Central last year, so that was pretty dope.
That is so cool.
Yeah, that was a great experience.
How did you get on
that? Honestly, from just being
around. Submit yourself, or
well, my manager submitted me. I was fortunate enough to get representation last year, and for my year in comedy, that's definitely a blessing. To be able to get on something, because I was performing with 8-year guys. And I was the youngest comic there. Yeah, stand up. So that was an eye-opening experience and a humbling experience there. And just trying to just fortify relationships that are there and create them. Because I think this industry is based off of relationships and what you can contribute to it. A lot of times people think that, what can be given to me? It's like, well, what are you doing to provide to the industry or create your own lane? And that's why I wanted to get into writing and producing that content, because that gives us a way to spread a message and give different opportunities for other people. Because I feel like, especially when it comes to TV and film, especially when it comes to white content, it's the same stuff over and over, but it's so tough for Black content to get put out there if it's not a slave film. You know what I mean? I swear, it's just like we have so many stories to give and so many different perspectives from our lives. And that's something that I want to be able to contribute to.
I'm hoping to get the production company, which this is underneath, so the umbrella of this is VS.VNS Entertainment. I want to get to that point where I can hire young producers and writers like yourself. Like, that's where I'm trying to get. That's why I'm like, I got to pull away from being talent too. Like, I just cannot. Like, as I continue to build, because my overall goal is to be able to say, oh, that's awesome. All right, let's do a deal.
Like a Tyler, Tyler Perry said, like he can act in his own, because I love acting. So he acts in it, and he produces, he writes. Like, you gotta give praise to where it's due. And I hate the fact that sometimes we gotta feel like we can only put out certain kinds. It's like, look, we have a variety of different kinds of Black people, just like any other minority. There are people that in that church folk lane. There's people that's in these streets. There's people that are professional. There's people that are in politics. There's so many different voices that we have that aren't heard on a daily basis, because it's so strict on, well, is this going to work? Like, we're the number one consumers of entertainment. So we're going to want to see us on TV and have our stories portrayed. So I think that the more Issa Rae's that we have out there, the more Tyler Perry, Spike Lee's, like, those are the people that's going to help build those opportunities for other people. And I can't wait to that day to help be a part of it, man.
Me either. I can't wait, like, really, really get an opportunity.
Sure, man.
For real.
It's real.
And I love giving people opportunities who normally wouldn't get them.
That's big too.
I'm like, especially when they're talented. I'm like, all right, come on, let's go, let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, man. So, hard work doesn't guarantee anything in the real world. You can work your heart. I mean, that's a necessity, but it's not a guarantee. And I think that mindset has to be the approach as well. It's like, no one's gonna hand you shit. And you can't come in with no expectations of somebody, entitlements to say like, oh, I'm great, give me this. It don't work like that. Like, you got to go out and get that, or make people see the same vision that you do. Exactly. You got to Kanye your shit sometime. You got it.
You do.
You got to feel like you're great before anybody else feel like you're great.
That's very true.
You have to be conceited or whatnot, but you have to believe in yourself. I think
invest in yourself.
Absolutely,
because that's what he did. He didn't just stay in the game and wait till somebody gave him a shot. No, he invested his money when they bought his beats, and he put out his own video and put out through the fire, whatever, with the Shaka Khan clip. And he put his own shit out there. Then when it started blowing up, then it was like, because I've been there before. I understand completely. That's why I put 1,000% into this, what I'm doing. Like, and I make sure it's of quality, and then I'm there to see it on through. I know it's going to be a process.
Of course.
Like, I'm like one show is good, but no, you got to have a body of shows. They want to see that you can maintain content. You're consistent. You have a level of professionalism that you can pull guests and you can keep an audience engaged. You know what I'm saying? It's about a body of work, and that takes time to build.
It's just like working out. Like, you can't just go to the gym one time and get bites. Like, that's consistency over intensity. Like, how long of a time span can you produce and stay consistent with whatever it is, the routine that you have? Then you're gonna have like this strong foundation, and like that's what stand up is. You got those years to put in, and then you have that foundation. Not even just stand up, anything, a business or whatever, a dream. Like you just have that foundation that's unshakable there, and you're so used to having so many things thrown at you. You're pretty much impervious for something bad to happen at that point.
Yeah, because and it's with that body of work, you build up trust too, right? So, like I had to go through it with the C-Squared show, right? We in our 4th season, but Jennifer Lewis wasn't about to do that in the 1st season. Come to my show, you know what I'm saying? But she came on, and matter of fact, she let me come to our house, and I brought the cameras and everything. And we was on location, you know. So those types of people. Not that they like, oh, I want to come on that show. No, they don't. Who are you?
Yeah,
they spend too much time on their career.
Yeah,
you know, so they like, okay, they not only either you referred by somebody that they know and love and trust and know they wouldn't put them in some bullshit, and or when they look you up, they like, oh, look at what he's done. Okay, he's been doing it for a long time. It's this level of quality. I'm gonna go on it. So that's the same thing this show is also experiencing. You know, I've been lucky to have Hope. You know, Hope will co-sign and things like that, but. It's really about building a body of work, and then I can almost guarantee, like by the time January comes around, like we'll have even bigger people wanting to come through, you know, and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Where we have to move over and make another room. Let's make room. This one showed up. You know?
Right.
But the one thing I will always do is make sure that this is a platform for newer up and coming comedians. You know,
I appreciate that.
Like always, because I feel like that's the lifeblood. Those are the ones. Y'all showed me a lot of love in the beginning, and I feel like that's like fresh, untampered with talent. They ain't jaded. They have, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of fun. I love being around new energy, new talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do, because I feel like, let's do it then. You know?
Yeah, it's infectious. It's definitely something that's contagious.
I do feel like I'll be honest, between this show and the comedy show, I feel like I'm around future stars. I swear to God, I feel like in like 5 to 10 years from now, motherfuckers is gonna be blew up. You might blow up. You might blow. You know, like hopefully we blow up together on this motherfucking situation, and we a big part of it. And we up there, you know, and you like, oh, I want to come on the
calling
VaLentine.
People
I want to come on the comedic show.
First of all, VaLentine he got his assistant, right? I got to set an appointment to pat you through. Okay.
Oh Lord,
and pat you through.
But I would love that, and how to be like, nigga, don't try to brand new. I don't want to.
Remember you was on in that studio.
Right. So we be like But you should also feel that way about the talent that you work with as well. Like you should see the star quality in the people that you work with.
Yes.
So, you know, that I appreciate that too. You know,
I definitely do. I see it all.
You heard Ivana got some voice talents.
Oh yes, that's right.
What?
Yes.
Damn, somebody said
George
voice talent.
blew you up.
What happened?
All right, come on.
What happened?
So about 2 shows ago. The last time I was here, you know, we found out
I'm not singing.
During the conversation, Miss Ivana was like, "Oh, you know, because I sing," and I was like, "Oh, for real?" So
said she can blow. She can.
I did not.
Said she got the vocals.
Let us hear his little song. Come on now. Come on.
No.
Said she baby
Maybe
Beyonce.
Next time I get you. If
all
right.
Well, tell us what. Where you at? You a tenor? Where you at?
It's that tenor.
First tenor? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe like soprano.
What?
Soprano?
You could be a first tenor. That's what Lauryn Hill is. She ain't no alto and no soprano.
Yeah, I feel
at
that.
all. Anita Baker is a tenor.
Yeah, no, Anita Baker.
Is the vibrato there?
And
the vibrato.
Yeah. Toni Braxton. So which one are you?
I love her voice. Neither.
Toni be
I
deep.
don't know what I am. I'm just getting back.
So what's your favorite song?
We're going to get her to sing one day.
Come on,
I'm getting back into being comfortable. I'm writing right now.
Okay, it's not going to happen. Any hidden talents? Hidden talents?
I produce beats, bro.
My God.
You know what I mean? That's like one of my things I do as a creative outlet there. You know, so.
Okay.
That's one of the things.
So when the last time you did a beat, and what do you use? Do you use Pro Tools?
FL Studio, bro. FL Studio, FL Gang. You know, everybody use that. You know, Metro Boomin, Southside. Okay. You know, a lot of hits like basically been off of FL now. But yeah, I made beat today.
I use Machine.
Okay, you go some of the joints where it's just like that. It's a garage band.
Oh, you don't know what that is? Garage band.
Clean
boxes.
Boxes.
All that was Logic and Garage Band.
Oh yeah, Logic's still around. Logic's dope, but Garage Band, not so much.
Okay.
I don't know really doing Garage Band. That's
not that you can't make a good, you know.
Yeah, you can make some little simple shit. You make a jingle.
Yo, okay. Yeah, she said you made some shit that ain't gonna make it on radio.
Yeah.
Oh my
but that's dope. I didn't know you made beats too.
No, I'm learning. I literally just have GarageBand. I'm trying to actually get
what
my
is
friends.
This thing?
Oh,
all right, so we got a bunch of comedians on here that also do music too, involved in music.
Yeah, I've been looking for some producers that I could actually like sit down and write with. Those for sure. That's
you really want to write? You mean write lyrics?
You do songwriting and stuff.
Yeah, I do songwriting and stuff. I really do, like for real. But I
really do this.
Like
shit.
for real. But I haven't done it in a long time because I've been focusing on this. But I could do it. but I guess what I'm trying to figure out right now is, so you want to write lyrics? Yeah. So you do the melodies too. You could actually just make up a song.
I can do that.
So can you make a song right now?
See, I knew you were gonna do it. I knew you were jumping on the rabbit hole. I was gonna tell you, Yvonne.
I'm trying.
Just make up. Well, do a beat right now for us.
Okay. This is the table beat. Or like, okay.
No, just do a beat.
Not gonna happen.
Do a beat and
because you haven't sang yet.
You do a beat and I'll make up something right now. I swear to God.
Boom, boom, boom.
Every time I see you, whoa, 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 whoa.
Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Come on, you see this boy to come in and say, mm-hmm.
We can make up a theme for the Popeye's chicken sandwich right now.
Oh my God!
Right now.
Have you tried it yet?
No, I don't even know what Popeyes is. I don't like Popeyes.
Who dropping the beat?
All right, so a Popeyes jingle?
Yeah, Popeyes chicken sandwich. We gonna go ahead and lock this in, copyright this shit right now.
What do they say? Chicken and what do they say?
Don't matter. We come up with it right now.
All right. Come on, go. Love me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. What the hell? Do the beat.
Do the same old hip hop.
Do the goddamn beat. We can do it. Do the goddamn beat, V. All right. Oh yeah.
What?
It sounds like some Busta Rhymes shit. Okay. Yeah, Popeyes.
Hurry up.
Yeah, we had Popeyes. Yeah, make you want to kill somebody. Yeah.
What?
Shit's so good.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Stab that nigga in line.
Yo, that Popeyes will have you killing motherfuckers.
Okay. It's
so
have
good.
you even tried it?
Absolutely.
I haven't, bro.
I tried it the first time around, but I found a really nice Popeye spot. I'm not going to share with nobody. There was no line, no stabbing.
And that's why
it was amazing.
Oh, yeah, premium service. Yeah.
Oh,
that was on the news. I heard them on the radio.
Hey, dude actually died, though?
Somebody died.
I thought he just got stabbed. Oh, shit.
I think so. I think that
they stabbed him at Popeyes.
I thought he just got. I thought he lived though.
So maybe they did, but somebody definitely got stabbed. It was just like the crowd just got out of hand.
Yeah, it must have been.
It wasn't over the chicken sandwich. Like niggas be
somebody said we got 2 chicken sandwiches left. Oh fuck that shit!
Right.
I've been waiting here.
They don't give a goddamn.
Okay.
Yo,
I'm loyal.
That's wild.
I'm loyal. I'm a Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm sorry.
Ew.
Hey, real talk. I'm KFC gang too.
Yeah, KFC. Like I can't do
KFC gang.
Mm-hmm. Original.
Because original, the texture of the skin, I feel like it's more digestible.
Yes, I can't.
Wow, I'm disappointed. Okay.
But I'm Chick-fil-A over everything, though.
I ain't fucking with no Chick-fil-A.
No.
But I know you ain't fucking with Chick-fil-A.
But you know why?
I know why. Yeah.
Us queers are not fucking.
I fuck with the LGBT community as well. But with Chick-fil-A, when it ain't Sunday.
Fuck Chick-fil-A. I'll piss all over their front.
But when it comes to that goddamn Chick-fil-A sandwich, I need to get that.
The Chick-fil-A, is it that good?
First of all, look, have you ever tried a Chick-fil-A sandwich?
I think so, long time ago. Long
You might.
time.
I know you're part of the movement. I get that.
Yeah, I can't fuck with them.
But I know people, and I ain't gonna out nobody of the LGBT community right now.
No,
that eat Chick-fil-A religiously.
In line.
Who is it?
Oh, he looking at the camera like I'm talking to you.
Religiously. They will let it go for that 30 minutes they in line. I can't stand Chick-fil-A. Let me get the chicken Chick-fil-A nuggets.
12
Let me get 12
count.
Let me get a lemonade too, please.
The one
Thank
thing
you.
that I do like from Popeyes is
the
peas and rice or something like that. What it's called?
Yo, they're rice and beans.
Rice and beans.
Who? Chick-fil-A?
No, Popeyes.
That's
the only thing.
They don't got no rice and beans.
It's good as fuck.
Well, I'm from Dallas and I love like Southern, like Louisiana food too. So that's like my shit. Anything like Creole. That's my shit.
That New Orleans.
Yo.
That po' boy?
Yo.
The Popeyes lady embarrasses me every time I see her on the TV. One of y'all comedians made a joke about that too.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Oh, that was Cat Williams.
I think it was. You said Cat Williams?
I think it was Cat Williams. Like, he's like, where did this bitch come from?
Where the hell? I was looking on the goddamn television.
You see this? I think that was him. Yes, I think it's a little old. His special, the last one I was watching. I want him to come out with a new him.
Man,
and
Cat is a goat, bro.
Yo, I love. He is the shit.
I saw his latest
special. A goat.
Yeah.
Now that's somebody I would love to have on Comedic Mines. I would love to have.
I speak to existence, brother. Speak it into existence.
Like I want to just sit and talk shit. I'm ready. I don't care. I'm gonna talk shit. I might take a shot at him just so he could go off.
The roast he did with what's the chick off?
I know it's, but I love like this.
Oh, that one podcast or whatever.
What the
he went on the radio? That was
what you talking about?
When he roasted Wanda Smith, I think.
No, that wasn't even a roast, dude. He was getting at her.
He was just going in on her.
To me, a roast is like for fun. Nah, he was like, oh yeah. He was going for
at some point. Look, comedians, we gonna have our days, like going back and forth, whatnot. Like
you gonna win
and lose.
Yeah,
when you lose, you just gotta back out.
Yes.
She didn't back out quick enough. She kept trying to jab in. It's like, bro, he hot right now. You got to know when he got the flame going. They got the flamethrower right now. You got to pull out.
When I was watching, I was like, be quiet. And I know on this, I was like, be quiet, girl.
Yeah,
it's like, yo, he is on right now. He got the momentum.
You probably don't remember me. But I used to live in Atlanta. I went to school in Atlanta. I was a V103, a promotions coordinator. And I worked with her and Frankie and them.
Man, I miss the A, man. Such a dope culture there, dog.
I like Atlanta, but I can't live nowhere where the laws is all backwards and stuff. I'm too politically aware.
Well, the A is different. Outside of Atlanta,
within
it's Confederate flags all day.
Yeah, when you drive up out of there.
Oh, yeah.
I tell people all the time, no, that's only within 285. Like, it's like a big ass circle.
For sure.
And then when you come out of there,
when you get out of have you lived in Atlanta before?
No, but it's the same with Dallas. Like, Dallas is very blue, very progressive. But the moment you get outside of Dallas and
the hell you can't do it here, boy.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, don't be out there when them lights come on.
They be rocking them Confederate flags.
No, seriously,
they do. They're in the back of their cars.
It is very real.
They do.
Like a snapback.
Too real.
Yeah,
because I grew up around it all the time, being in the South, and hearing the South will rise again and stuff like that. It was just so normalized to me, and it wasn't until I got out of there, I'm like, yo, that shit is wild. Like it's another world out there.
It's like living in like the 40s,
and
50s, 60s, like living in a time capsule. You go back to some of these spots like Alabama and Georgia, outside of Atlanta, amazing, Florida too. Food is
Florida.
Food
y'all got stand your ground laws and shit,
bro.
That you can't live in Florida.
Yeah.
Somebody just got killed over that recently.
I'm scared to visit Florida.
Yo,
it's wild.
They would change the laws if I lived there.
No,
because I would be shooting motherfuckers, so I felt like I had to stand my ground. So I
shot him. What happened? He looked at me.
I shot that motherfucker. Another motherfucker. Okay. I felt like I had to stand my ground.
There's a limit. It's a limit, brother.
I'm gonna use the law. Like fuck that. Yes. Oh, he got too loud. I felt good. I'm afraid for my life. He was staring. I shot them.
Well, first of all, this nigga was staring at me too long, so I shot his ass.
I had to shoot that motherfucker.
No, but the laws only changed because I shot non-blacks. That would be the problem.
Yeah.
As long as I'm shooting black people, the laws will stay the same. No, I'd be like, nah, the motherfuckers was looking at me funny.
And I had to let loose.
I felt like they was trying to be like Zimmerman, and come out like I'm like no. So I shot that motherfucker before it was me on the news.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely. I think somebody just got killed from that shit recently from the stand your ground.
Really?
Yeah.
They need to do something.
And he wasn't.
Like that.
And it.
You know what stand your ground is? Laws. You know what it's all about, right? It's like they could just do it because they fear.
They
for
feel,
their life.
they
so
feel
you could be loud and they fear for their life.
Exactly.
They shoot you,
especially
or do whatever they could do. They could do
that music. Somebody got shot for some music being too loud and all kind of shit. It's wild. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's different out in the southern states, but the food is fire.
Food is
fire.
Magnificent.
I love being in Atlanta. That's the only place you can walk in. They just playing trap music just in a restaurant at a pristine restaurant.
And you get like a dope ass some chicken or something like that. I miss a chicken, but I miss a seafood.
Oh my god, I miss this place called Po Freddy's.
See
it
said Po Freddy's. Po Freddy's. Okay. Po Freddy's.
And Campbellton Road.
So it was like
that's good food. Off the title alone, I know it's good ass food.
And that was real soul food. They had ham hocks, pig's feet, cow tongue, and all the other shit too.
Yo,
the cornbreads and collard greens.
Yo, tell me
the macaroni, but that was real soul food.
Yo, tell me why every establishment that has a relative in the title is gonna be good. Uncle May, goddamn Auntie some, Grandma some. It's gonna be good as fuck.
It's off the chain.
But it pissed me off when they started. You could go to one of the more established restaurants, and they have chitlins, but they call it chitterlings.
I hate when they call it chitterlings.
Chitlins. They call it chitterlings.
All that middle stuff, we need the apostrophe right where the T stop.
Chitlins.
And lens. Exactly.
What the hell is that? I already know it's not good.
Chitterlings?
I'm not going to eat it, but I know it's called chitlins.
I love that. You don't
You
eat
ever ate chitlins before?
Because I love myself. No.
Oh, you kidding?
Yo, real talk.
It's so good. It smells up the whole house.
It's terrible. It's terribly smell, but it is quite delicious.
Yes,
I'm not gonna flex on
that.
that.
Texture, I can't deal with that. Just like with the mussels and stuff, that slimy texture.
Yeah. You gotta clean it. You gotta get the people to clean it properly.
They just get it straight in and give it to you.
I'm not doing it.
Oh God, my grandmother
you can't
always
eat
said
the chitlins sushi style.
No, you don't.
Nah, they gotta clean it. All right, well, what's next for you?
Man, continuing.
Besides the Comedic Mines comedy show next Thursday.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely, man. I got a bunch of shows lined up for, I think, some other ones in November, December, but constantly just writing more material, expanding on that, creating more, content for TV, film, and getting in showcases. But, I'm pretty much just all around town and almost going to try to expand out to getting out to other states. Like I perform in some other cities in California and whatnot. I'm down in San Diego pretty frequently. Mm-hmm. But, trying to just get on the road a little bit more, test out some material in some of the questionable states out there that may have a little bit different views and perspectives or whatnot.
Like every comedian,
those flyover states. And stuff.
Yeah. Every comedian that's come has said they don't do LGBTQ jokes in California.
Oh, I mean,
gay jokes in California.
It just depends. It depends on how it's structured and what it's really about.
Come with some nuance. Too. I think too many comedians want to punch down. It's like, get out of here.
I'll be honest. Like when I'm going out and I've been to a predominantly African American comedy show, when they start talking about the gays, it's don't come across as jokes, it come across as hate.
Yeah.
Okay, it really does. Like disgust. You could see it in the tone, like when they talking, it's coming
and
out as a joke, but it's like nasty.
See, that's different. Like, that's different. See,
I'm
working on something like the first time that is a bit the first time I got hit on by a gay dude in Ralph's. So,
well, how did he do it? Tell me how it happened.
I'm gonna save it for the state. Don't probably work on it. You're
going to save it for the stage?
Yeah, I'm going to save it for the show.
You're going to tell it the show?
Yeah, I'm saying I'm going to do it for the show. That'll be a good time.
I want to hear about that.
Yeah, that would be a good time. But I think that's something like that. I mean, it's talking about
Were you flattered? I want to know that.
It was a mixture of flattery and frightening.
Okay.
I was
frightened.
I was uncomfortable because I never had that happen before, and I don't have.
I can understand.
Yeah, I'm not like homophobic or anything in that nature.
But it's
something you're not accustomed
to.
Exactly.
I mean, it's going to sound weird to you.
That's how I felt when a woman hit on me. I was like, "Excuse me, what? I don't know."
I mean, it's going to sound weird to y'all, but it feels weird to me when women hit on me. Because I'm always with men that when a woman like is aggressively
trying to get on,
I feel like what the fuck, and I feel nervous inside. Like what the fuck is going on? Like,
and it kind of put in perspective. I see when women are like, yo, it gets uncomfortable when men try to approach.
Hello.
And it's not welcome all the way. And like I said, it just took me off guard because look, he didn't see. Yeah, and I was just like, yo, I didn't know that's how some women probably feel when men try to approach them about something, And it kind of gave me just that experience with that. But I mean, every time it was still funny looking back on it and whatnot. But in that sense, it's not about punching down at gay people. Just the experience that I had, that was the first time that I had. You know what I mean? But I feel like any joke can be made funny. It's just about how you present it. And sometimes it just depends on the audience. May not just be on that path and have those same viewpoints that you do as well. It may not be accepting of that type of comedy. So it's a very interesting time of comedy right now because so many people want to censor comedy, but the best comedy is honesty. Because there's truth in every single joke. And there's going to be a victim in every single joke. To somebody's eyes. I'll talk about dog lovers. And to some dog lovers, they're not going to find it funny because it's talking about dog lovers. And they're going to be serious about their goddamn dogs. Especially in L.A. County.
Yes, they are. Especially when they keep they need to keep the motherfuckers on the leash and clean up after them.
Bruh, if your dog is hip level, that motherfucker need a leash and possibly a muzzle. Because I don't trust people dogs, bro. Me neither. I don't trust people dogs. I don't know your dog.
When them dog with my and they coming over, I'm like, and they looking at me like
they all hit you with
that. You're not a dog person.
I'm like, your dog. Huh?
You're not a dog person.
No, I like dogs. Oh, okay. But I still feel like your dog should be at least not running around.
Nah, dog. And they always be like, yo, I'm looking at the dog, and they be like, oh, he doesn't bite. I'm like, I don't know this motherfucker.
You don't know what
until he
do. Right.
Your dog probably don't like me.
Your dog been depressed for 3 years, fucking with your ass, and he ready to snap, looking at somebody to bite. I don't know that. You giving me that? That's not comfortable at all.
I can see in his eyes, this dog don't like me.
Exactly.
Especially when it's a really big dog.
That's what I'm saying.
Powerful looking dog.
You walk around with a little baby Cujo and expecting people to just feel like it's okay. I'm like, bro, there need to be some regulations. They just in the restaurant with their dogs, getting menus for the dog.
He's sitting at the table ordering this shit.
You know what I'm saying? Leaving tips.
Let me get the chicken basket.
And bougie with it too. Did you not speak to my dog? Did you not see my dog here? Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't know he could talk.
Did you greet my dog?
Exactly. It's like, it's a different level out in LA.
It really is. And that's what I learned too, because I was never like a bring your dog to the restaurant type of person. But I've learned like, okay, I'll sit outside or something, bring, because I just have like a little 8-pound little mini poodle basically, and he's a little white one. So white folks love my damn dog.
You have a dog currently? That's your dog?
Yeah, his name is Dallas. And he's great. People fucking love Dallas. But I've even had waiters ask me like, you want me to bring a water bowl for your dog? And I'm like, oh my god, yes, thank you so much.
Yeah,
and they'll come out and bring like some fresh water for my dog. I'm like, yo, this is a different level out here.
For him. Bottled water for him too.
Yeah, they do.
Fresh water.
Yeah,
fresh
I mean it's
water.
very dog friendly out here.
Yeah,
and I had a like Shih Tzu and whatnot when I was young. My mom, she got a Shih Tzu now and whatnot. So I like dogs
for sure.
Little dogs,
yeah.
Big dogs. I need to be able to whoop his ass when needed.
That's not be afraid. And not be afraid. Get mad
that he gonna retaliate on the newspaper.
Yeah.
Comedian mauled by dog, his own.
Yeah,
I just need to have that comfort. I'm sorry.
I want you to feel free to come by here. You know what I'm saying? Like really. I mean, I think of course I've said that to every guest, but I mean it when I say it to every guest. But I hope that you actually take us up on it. You can, even if you're somewhere and say if you happen to tune in and watch us on YouTube and you want to chime in or you want to say something, you could Skype in or you could just text the Centaur or whatever and be like, yo, so and so. We'll get you to call in.
Oh well,
because we could do call in too.
You ain't got to tell me but one time.
Like for real, like just being supportive, or if you have something coming up you want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, or something on your heart you want to talk about, especially if it's related to you in comedy, just to kind of just swing through. I
talk for days, brother. So if I see something that I definitely want to have an opinion on, I definitely chime in real quick.
Yeah, definitely.
We shouldn't have told this motherfucker George this shit. He been calling every week.
Nah, I don't mind. I love it. This
nigga call it. Ignore the call.
This nigga be here regular.
Ignore the call. Right. This nigga trying to be a co-host.
Yo, I love it. Yo, come in, make it happen. Yo, I freaking love it. Like I do. I just want it to be a place where comedians just feel so comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, da 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 da. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, yo, I feel like, or I want to, or this literally like we up here having a show, and somebody come rolling in and want to just run up here and be like, hey, I just want to stop through. I love cool. That synergy.
That's a cool vibe, man. Like it's very this setting here and just the whole production just seems so family involved. Because I went to HBCU, Florida A&M, the greatest HBCU to ever do. What? Okay, she did. I thought she did. Okay, the greatest HBCU to ever do it. Florida A&M. Florida A&M University.
You're in a sorority?
Yeah, she
What sorority you part of?
Nobody that.
Okay, I see.
Oh, God. I was Gamma Rho Incorporated, and she said, she said, I can't do that. She said,
no, you can't do it.
I pledged too. I did Alpha Phi Alpha. Beta
Alpha, yeah. My best friend is Alpha.
You're an Alpha?
If I'd have pledged, you are?
Yeah.
That's what's up. I'm an AKA. That's what's up.
Oh, look at all of y'all. Now I feel left out.
I definitely guessed
my best friend keep telling me I should pledge the graduate chapter for Alpha. I mean, I did try, but they didn't have a line coming up for a while, and then I just moved on.
You probably ain't gonna want to.
No, I would because I feel what I don't
know if I would have pledged if I was older.
From what I understand, it's not the same as undergrad because from what I've been told, it's less physical and more.
But there's still more networking, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a great organization. But the college experience was it was during such a formative time of life. And just seeing the stuff they was doing. Yeah. Like, I was just in a mood for that. It would be interesting to see, like, if I was, like, 30 and then, just like, I wonder if I still would have done it if I didn't have it exposure to it.
If I did it now, it would be purely for the community service piece and the networking. And
For sure.
Let me ask you, so have you connected with some of your Alpha brothers out here? My best friend is an Alpha.
Yeah.
I'm going to connect you with them.
It's a bunch of brothers out here doing their thing. My man's James Bland. He's in the same chapter I did.
This is a comedian you're naming, or?
No, he's a producer. He's not a comedian. But I'm trying to figure out comedian Alphas. Oh yeah, Dave
I've
Hellum.
Heard of him before. Was he on
James
like
Bland?
Issa's channel?
Yeah. He did the Giants. That's like my profile. He was 2 years before me.
Holla at your Alpha brothers.
And my line brother worked with him on that show too.
On the show.
Yeah.
Put up, hit the back button.
Oh,
and you
please,
hit the back girl button.
So I can have some eye candy.
Hit the back girl. Oh my God!
Everybody, wait, we went through the whole list though. Who else do you want invited just to look at? Just in Hollywood.
Just all of them.
If we made just
I
all
don't
of them.
Talk to him. I can
we
look.
need Ghost from Power to come through as well.
Look. No, he's married.
Okay.
I ain't gonna look. I don't bother nobody. I do not approach people. I really don't. I look like the type who don't approach niggas.
The first chance I get, if I have a free time, I'm gonna be like, oh, so this is Ivana. This is so. Oh yeah,
God damn.
Ivana, this is so and so. How you gonna get these people to come and you just looking? I'm gonna be like, yo, she looking at you.
Exactly. We're gonna have the plug her for sure, and she can sing.
Yeah,
we're gonna put that out there too. We're gonna have to tell them that she got a voice.
That is hilarious.
But no, Dave Hellum is alpha, and Chinadu is alpha as well.
Chinadu is a comedian.
Yeah, he's alpha.
I never heard of that. I know a childhood friend named Chinadu. I never heard that name before till now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
Man, cool dude. So there's a few alphas out here. Those are two that I do know of. Maybe some other ones, some sleepy ones out here and whatnot. But there's a few Greeks in the comedy world. Doing their thing. Yeah. Will Packer is
he is?
He's my chapter as well, Beta Nu. Went to fam. He's like an 80s something, bro. But like he's the same chapter. So like
that's super cool.
Yeah, Florida A&M. That's why I say the greatest HBCU.
No, I don't
ever do it. And the A&M stands for Agricultural and Mechanical. You don't know how many times people ask me what the A&M. But the A&M stands for African and Male. No, it's Agricultural and Mechanical University. Best band in the land. All right. I'm sorry. Then had to go in a little plug.
I mean, that was good.
I'm sure Prairie View would beg to differ.
Who? Prairie Dogs? What you say?
Oh Lord, here we go.
Let me split screen right now.
The Prairie. Y'all didn't think that sounds like an official. Y'all been doing this shit.
I'm pretty sure Prairie View and Grambling would beg to differ.
Y'all got Grambling? Stop it.
Oh my God.
You don't think they're good?
Did y'all got invited to Obama's inauguration?
Who? I didn't go to HBCU, so
yeah, of course.
That's why he brought it up.
Of course, that's why. Of course, that's why I brought it up because we were there.
Come on, we wrapping up. You could do and let him take us out.
Okay.
Split it up so you can
first, I just want to say I did have a show at Flappers Burbank.
Oh yeah,
that's my own club. I love Flappers. Yeah,
so it went really well. I plugged myself.
Is that your first time?
Yeah, it was my first time at Flappers. It was super fucking dope. The crowd was amazing too.
Yeah.
I didn't
was
get
it Yoo-Hoo Room?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I was just there last night.
Yeah. Oh, really? I was there I was on Saturday.
That's where I met Jacinta at Flappers.
That's crazy. I was out there on Saturday. Yeah. Oh, and so y'all were there. Y'all didn't go for my show.
You didn't tell us. I just found
out.
Did she tell us?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I didn't know.
She said she got out of everybody.
Because when you said they went to your show, I was like,
when
so y'all going to shows now?
I'm in my fit, right?
So y'all showing up to other people's stand-ups and
stuff. I go to the next one. I swear to God. You got to make sure I know.
No, it's fine. But anyways, I'm going to just close this out, though, real quick. So you've heard it from our guest, George K. Burns. Thank you so much for coming into our studio and sharing your story. Like, we really appreciate it. What's up? Bam. I wish I had known that. That's super fucking dope. And so you'll be performing at Comedic Mines live comedy show on Thursday, 11/21, you guys, at 7:30. It's at what time?
7:30.
At 7:30. Okay, so don't be late. Hello. At Sal's Comedy Hall on Melrose. Again, like I said, y'all, please get some pizza. The pizza is absolutely fucking amazing. And the $10 tickets can be purchased via Eventbrite, or you can pay at the door. Okay? And you don't want to miss it. Like I said, I was at the show last week, and it was absolutely fucking amazing. So please make sure you show up. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay?
Yes.
And so we're going to close this out, and we'll give you the mic.
Oh man,
Comedic Minds, whatever.
Man,
tell us. And that's your camera right
there. Oh, this is my camera. Thank you guys for bringing me out here. This is George K. Burns. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at George K. Burns. My website is www.georgekburns.com. I said my name like 3 times now. It's very easy. But just check me out. I got some shows. I'll be on the Comedic Mines show on the 21st, and I definitely have some shows coming up November, December. I have my short film that I led in. SAG short should be coming in probably like November, December sometime too. So I'll drop that on my Instagram as well. Thank you guys for having me on here. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
They got the whole works. Anybody else that's thinking about coming on the show, bring your ass in. They got free parking and water for you. Ready to go.
All right. Thanks for, I guess you go over. Thanks for coming to Comedic Minds, and we'll see you next week, 8 o'clock.
Bye.
Crucial conversations. Comedic Minds. Put them both together, and what do you get? The most productive and impactful smack talking session ever. Now let's put our minds together.